This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show.
You know how sometimes the first play of the game can be a real tone setter?
Aussie.
Yeah, I basically just went with Ashton Jen Teabag.
NFL.
He's not a walking 7 for 70 as I learnt last week when he went 1 for 5.
Fantasy.
I'd probably lean towards taking Henry maybe ahead of McCaffrey just because of what I've seen.
The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Loading.
Australia's premier NFL fantasy football show is back for the Sunday show in the playoffs. It's week 15 for the Aussie Gridiron Network. This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Call me Matty C, and joining me this week, guns a-blazing, ready to knock people out, it's Australia's finest fantasy analyst. It's Taylor Goodall. How are you, mate?
Matty C, I am moister than a fucking oyster. Let's go.
The last time I heard you pull out a moister than an oyster, it was for somebody dear to the heart of one of my guests today. It used to be about Chris Olave, mate. What happened? What happened? Where did it all go wrong?
Nothing's going wrong, mate. He's had a great season. Nothing wrong with him. The only thing that was ever wrong with him was fucking concussions and just down the field. But he's actually put together not a bad PPR season so far, considering it's been a bit of Spencer Rattler, and then even though I don't mind the mother shucker, it's not exactly like he's got fucking, Cam Ward thrown to him. So it's just they can't all have Cam Ward,
I mean, I know it's not fair that 31 teams have to go without Cam Ward. I totally understand that is a cross the other teams have to bear. I get it, mate.
I'm pretty sure every other team would love to have Cam Ward right now. Like, I think all Stafford. I think the Rams could have Cam Ward if they gave us Stafford in 8 first rounders or something.
Like, I've seen Cam Ward on a good team. It was at college when he was playing against other children, and he was really good. So if he could play on a team with men who were any good, I would love to see what that looks like. But yet to happen.
I would love to see what that looked like as well. That would be
it's yet to happen. I'd like to look forward to it. If Cam Wood could be traded to a different fucking team and he was not in my division as well, that would be great. I'd love to see him do that for the fucking Jets or some other basket of arseholes that doesn't have to play me twice a year. I love beating up the Titans, and I cannot wait to try and do that a second time. Speaking of mother shuckers, by the way, we actually have some great guests, and I'm not talking about mother shuckers because it's a thinly veiled crack at hiding some pretty offensive language. But I've actually got a real great fan of the Saints with us today. Rogan, you joined us on the Friday show. You are clearly not assaulted enough because you're back. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us on the Sunday, mate.
That's all right, fellas. Thanks for having me back. Pleasure to be here.
Tay was kind enough to let us know you're a man of the law, that you work with things that are contentious and putting together complex arguments for matters. And I feel like against your better judgment, you're back. That's what's got me hooked. Is like you're a man who can really dissect things, see things in detail, and make good judgment calls. And yet here you are.
Yeah, this would be one of my poorer judgment calls.
It's up there with continuing a friendship with Taylor. It's way up there. I'm guilty of that too, but we have weak moments.
Yeah, he's just so charming.
It's because of the beer that I distribute to people. That's really the only reason one likes me.
Yeah, mainly the beer.
He's been in alcohol for a long time. 100%. Hey, we also are bringing back a guy who is now a veteran of the Aussie Gridiron Network and has been not only with our show for the Friday show, but was actually with us way earlier in the year and did a couple of episodes with us when we were analysing teams in the South. If you haven't met Connor Wilson, you were doing it all wrong, mate. Welcome back to the show.
Great to be back, boys.
Good to have you back,
The
mate.
Deep South.
Yeehaw.
Now, this is, and I'm just doing a loose count here, this would be your 4th appearance on the show already, mate. You're starting to get into co-host range. This is the thing. You might find yourself hosting this fucking show if you keep turning up this often.
It depends on how much beer Taylor gives me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how long's a piece of string? It could be anything.
So the old 1 for them, 5 for me kind of holds true with that. So every beer they're getting, I'm taking the rest of the 6-pack.
I think that's how we would have to work if I was going to try and keep up with you as well. There's a definite size disparity. My liver about the same as a 6-year-old girl. So there we have it. Fellas, thank you so much for joining us. We are going to dive into a couple of things on today's show. Most notably, we've got some starts of the week where we need to get you guys together and put together a team. We've got a bit of an update there too. The leaderboard got a bit of a shake-up last week. But what I need to talk about, last week, and we didn't talk about this enough, Tay, but Titans and Jags played that game, kind of went the way it did. But and then you know, since then we didn't talk about it. But we brought guests on last week to talk about their big rivalry. We had Kev, we had Pete. They talked in depth about what they thought was going to happen in their big matchup between the Bears and the Packers. This week, we have trumped that with an even bigger matchup because we've got fellas here to talk about Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. And that game, mate, it matters, right? Like, this is a Carolina team who are on a winning record right now, Connor, and you predicted this at the start of the season. We can wind the tape back. We're not going to wind the tape back. We can wind the tape back. You were full of confidence about your Carolina side, and now they come up against a New Orleans side who they had a win last week, and you're now traveling to New Orleans to play it as well. It's a bit of a big deal for the Panthers, right, mate?
Yeah, it's a massive deal. I mean, obviously, divisional games are always huge, but with playoffs on the line for the first time in a long time, I'm terrified, and it's the first time I've been able to care about Carolina games, besides wanting us to get a better draft pick in a minute. So I'm excited, I'm nervous, but New Orleans are bad, which probably means we'll lose.
I mean, Rogan, divisional matchups, do you find it's kind of one of these things where it doesn't actually matter what the records are? The familiarity helps, no matter if you're a 2-win team and they're an 8-win team. Like, don't you just kind of find the familiarity is a thing, and being at home is a thing?
Yeah, absolutely. The hard part is I don't really disagree with what Connor just said. The Saints do suck. The good part is that Carolina also suck. So it's just a game of who sucks more. Which is not a metaphor. But yeah, definitely being at home is supposed to help. We're 1-5 at home this season, so it hasn't helped. But if you look at the record between the two teams, it's pretty evenly split. So both teams get up for these games, depending on where they're sitting record-wise. So yeah, it should be a pretty close one.
If only there was a way to tell who is better. You know, like, because these two teams, you've played already this year, haven't you, Rogan?
Yeah, I think.
Was there a result in that game? Was it washed out? What happened?
No.
Did it go 5 days and it was a draw, like in the cricket? Like, I need to know.
Day 5 draw.
No, it wasn't. Trying to think. Connor, do you know the result? Do you know what happened?
Yeah, okay, fair enough, Connor.
I plead the fifth.
The 5th day.
Yeah. The rain came in. No, bad light. They called it off in bad light. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it must have been bad light. Bryce wouldn't know because he can't see over his lineman, so all he sees is arse in his face.
I'm going to take this at New Orleans one on the road against Carolina. That's what I remember. What we established in the Friday show is I'm really fucking old. I'm old. So, you know, what most people call history, I call current affairs. And I can remember, I'm old enough to remember when New Orleans played Carolina, and apparently New Orleans won that one, which is great because that's half of New Orleans wins this year. But it's important to know because Carolina just 2 weeks ago beat the fucking Rams when Rams were the 1 seed. But then here you are with this other result where they I don't know, this kind of feels like the Irish rugby team. You and I, we're rugby guys. And, mate, the Irish will go and play the All Blacks hard in a 17-18 game, but they'll fucking lose to, like, I don't know, Namibia 45-17. It's just, you know, like, this kind of feels like how the Carolina Panthers are this year. They've got this personality disorder where they turn up against the tough teams and they'll play them hard and then they'll lose these weird, inexplicable games against teams that they just should be beating. It's a mind puzzle.
Yeah, unless you're in a strip club, you don't want arse in your face. So, like, that Bryce Young comp is probably not a good thing. And speaking about getting up, I won't have anything getting up in my pants while watching this fucking matchup as an unbiased observer. It's probably going to be pretty dog shit. But I do kind of like a lot of the weirdly like pieces on the teams, though. Like, I've always been a Olave truther. I actually think Shuck is actually kind of underrated. I actually like him as a player.
Don't say that out
I
loud.
think
Whisper
there's
that.
reason to believe they should stick with him for next year. I've always been big on Chuba Hubbard. I've definitely sort of lost a lot. I was a bit worried there for a while when Rico sort of took over, even though in our redraft league I actually have Rico, so I'm kind of happy that he was obviously playing well, and now it's kind of a fucking disaster between those two because you have no idea who to start and who's playing, but I kind of do like players.
Oh, both.
Absolutely fucking love Ted McMillan, so maybe I am going to get up in my pants for this game. Maybe I've just talked myself back into it. But, yeah, it's on paper, the teams don't look like amazing, but there are kind of fantasy assets and guys I kind of like in the game. But, yeah, the teams in general probably aren't ones that, exactly contending for Super Bowls or anything. But neither is my fucking dumpster of a fire team, so I can't really talk shit.
I mean, I feel like we need to get to the bones of this. Who's going to win this game, Connor?
I think that Carolina are going to win narrowly. I do think it's going to be close. I think the line might be set at 2.5 perhaps.
When the line's at like 2.5 for a road team, it's kind of saying, well, this is a coin flip. It's just home field advantage is worth about 3 points. Connor's dead. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it sort of cut out right at the end of what he was saying with the line.
Yeah. Rogan, so you beat him the first time round. How do you feel about this time round? You're home. You're at home. You're in the Superdome. Come on.
Yeah, look, we're 1-5 in Superdome this year, so it hasn't really translated. I think our offense is building and has been for a little while, so I'm hoping that continues to happen. I think the key for success when we played them and got the win was to suffocate Bryce a little bit. And I think them coming off the bye is going to make that a little bit harder. To be honest, it's probably a coin flip. If our defense shows up like it has for probably the last couple of weeks, then I like our chances. And I think, the offense is building, looking pretty good.
Suffocate him in art.
And, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
weirdly, you take out the guy you started the year with as quarterback. You go, this is the guy we're going to start with a quarterback. You also then take out Alvin fucking Kamara, and then you go on the road and you beat Tampa Bay on the road. Your other big win for the season on the road is at Carolina. So both division wins on the road. Must fill you with confidence playing Carolina at home now, knowing that you've already beaten them on the road and you just beat another divisional rival on the road. 14 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's I'm definitely more confident than not, but this team's let me down before, so I just trying to temper my expectations.
Yeah, well, good luck to both. Mate, when we had Kevin Pete here last week in that famous Green Bay versus Chicago rivalry, we saw them take the unprecedented step of guests betting each other on the result. Can I draw you on this? What they did, and I'll just explain really quickly, is we have something on the show called a water bet. It's where if you believe that you are in a position of strength, that you might bet the other person on that outcome, and the loser has to wear... Well, it's a lot of water. There's no standard measure on this. I've generally been using a 2-litre bottle of water. It's got to at least be a litre anyway. The idea is humiliation for the loser. And I'm just wondering, lads, can I draw you on a water bet on this result, Carolina at New Orleans?
Or you can
no dramas. If the Saints win, Rogan can do it for me if the Saints win.
Yeah,
Rogan can dump the water himself.
Likewise.
It's not going to happen.
Or you can sit next to Isaac and do the cheeseburger challenge at Macca's.
Oh,
Full stop.
Connor probably wouldn't have to lose a bet to do that.
Brother, I'm in the playoffs with you. The fuck you mean?
Come on. So it is written. It shall be done. A couple of litres, right? Got to be at least, I know, as I said, use a milk bottle. You guys, at least a litre. Come on. Some humiliation.
I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm glad no one's...
Getting ice. I'm going crazy. I'm going to put a little bit of cordial in there. Get you all sticky, you know? We're committing.
If I did these with the Titans, I'd have been fucking drowning by now.
Tate, probably wise you don't attempt a visit from fucking Triton or Neptune and get the entire fucking ocean dumped on you the way the Titans have been playing.
Born in the heart of the earth, shaped by fire, wind, and time itself, this trophy is no mere prize. It is an artifact of legend, passed through the hands of kings and conquerors, scholars, and sages. Its worth measured not in gold, but in the wisdom it bestows. Now it rests with us, the chosen stewards, entrusted to guard its legacy. Only he who offers the truest insight, the boldest foresight, shall lift it high and claim his place among the immortals. This is the Aussie NFL Fantasy Show, Starts of the Week.
Well, this brings us into Starts of the Week for the 15th time this season. So we've got 15, 16 and 17 to go, which does place a bit of urgency on some of us who are trailing Tay to make our move. And, mate, I did our guests a little bit of a favour through the week and gave them a little bit of a heads up about where they were starting. But I'll tell you why. Last week, my start team went nuclear. I'm not going to dwell on it too much because Tay has definitely heard me gloat about it enough in private spaces, but my team went up and threw up the second double-digit score of the season. Tay had done this earlier in the year. I've now matched him with a score of 106, mainly thanks to having my double tight ends go off and put up 50 between them. Tay's team went up and threw up a nice 60. Nothing wrong with that. That would be competitive any week of the year, except for a week where someone just goes nuclear. And Kevin Pete, they kind of had a bit of a battle. They were just off to a tough start from their players on the weekend game. And what it meant was that it was just all uphill. They ended up scoring practically 50, which is an okay score, but it's not going to win you the segment this year. So with that said, it changes things a little bit. It means that Taylor jumps to 31. I'm at 28. World is at 25. And mate, to prevent Taylor from winning this now, World needs to win all 3 weeks from here to get to 34. We need Tay to come last each week to get to 34, which would then mean I would be coming second each week, and I'd also end up in 34, and then it would come down to points, and Tay's got a bit of a lead on us for points. He's currently about 60 scoring points ahead of us, all in second place, and about 100 ahead of third. So, here we go. I've done a bit of a favour for Connor and Rogan to start the week. I've told them already a couple of days ago they're going to be picking from the number 1 spot, which means Tay. And I think that you would understand what's going to happen here. I have to pick between you and I for who gets pick 2 and pick 3. You may not be surprised that I have put you at 2 and me at 3.
Yep, I saw that coming. I figured you wanted to help them with the first pick and you wanted to help yourself with the first captain pick.
Yeah, mate. And I mean, in this position, I think you would do the same. Give yourself the best advantage for the captain. A completely predictable move there.
Great minds. Or wanker minds. I don't know. This is a fine line.
And with that means Connor and Rogan, you get first choice. I don't know how you're going to manage this because you've got to make choices together. You've just had 15 minutes of tearing strips off each other a little bit there, and now you've got to work together, whether you want to confer, whether you want to use a messenger app or something like that to converse in the background. Don't know how you're going to manage it, but first choice is yours, and then as we go through, the decision-making is going to become much more critical to work together. So good luck with that one, but you're on the clock first, and where do you want to go?
All right. Well, we might need to have a bit of a conversation about our first pick because as of current situations, he is 50% right on the money, and it is at the tight end position.
Yep.
Harold Fannin of the Cleveland Browns is at 50%.
I wrote him down at 49 this morning, and I just felt like because he was already at 49 to start the day and what he has been accomplishing in the last couple of weeks, I just think there's no chance he's not going further up. I would stake almost everything that he's above 50% by a game time.
That does make things difficult.
All right.
The tight end position remains quite thin.
The tight end position is quite thin, and
Charlie Polar still available.
Funny you mentioned that, Taylor.
Becomes lively.
Because I think we are going to go with Isaiah Likely.
There you go.
I think it's value.
Yeah, I think it's big value there in the tight end position. We've already talked about the stocks are thin. This could be the week. He could absolutely explode this week. So we'll go.
Because since he sucks.
I just laughed how you said it's value and it's the 101. I got great value with my first pick. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
Yeah, fuck you, Taylor.
Yeah, fuck you, Taylor. That's classic. He was third on my list at tight end, so I wasn't clamouring for him.
Shit.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk to you about the. All right. My first one will be a question as well. Just because I struggled to find or have an idea how much this guy was before the buy. He's well under at the moment, and from what I normally could tell, I kind of got a number of about 31% before the buy. It is my quarterback in the breakouts. It's Jackson Dart against the Commanders. He's at 17. Was it 19 now? Sorry. I kind of didn't know on this one because I was kind of confused because I had one league where I'd been starting him most times in Superflex, but in one quarterback leagues, I just wasn't sure, honestly, how high he'd been going. And because he's coming off a bye, it just made it a bit difficult. But the last number I saw was 31% that he'd played before the bye, and that was against the Patriots. So,
Mate, no, look, no sweat. I am pretty comfortable with that. Was iffy the last week we saw him because he was coming off the injury. He didn't play super well, went into the bye, comes off the bye. No one has huge expectations for him. He's iffy. But the ultimate test is putting it to the lads here. Do you want to let him have Jackson Dart, fellas?
I think that's a fun pick to get to watch.
Yeah, I got no issues with that.
yeah, I kind of like taking guys with rushing baselines and the ability to score rushing touchdowns too in this segment because you get the 6 points for the rushing touchdown but 4 points for passing. So I kind of think it predicates guys like that a bit more. So that's kind of why I looked. It's honestly why we kind of looked at Justin Fields earlier in the year as well. Like, just guys like that are kind of set up better for this segment, but it doesn't obviously guarantee success. So I'm just taking a shot on that. I like the matchup.
He's against Washington. Fucking start everybody against Washington. Start your grandma against Washington. Fucking do it.
Pretty much my point.
I mean, fuck. Rogan, Connor, can you think of a single player at any position you'd be terrified to start against Washington? I mean, fucking start Charlie Kolar. Let's do it.
Yeah, no, they suck.
They're balls on toast. This is the team who are currently in the 1 position for draft pick next year versus the team who are in 6th. So you know it's going to be a high quality matchup. Tay, love it. Ducks and Dart, 21% started. Have him. Fill your boots, mate. Fill your boots.
Oh well, they might be filled with shit by the end of it.
Probably, mate. And good for you. As a world and Matty C as a combined team versus Taylor, who we just need to stop Taylor. I feel like this is incumbent on me. And last week, this came off. I took a guy last week who Taylor's like, in any other world where Jacoby Myers was available, Taylor would have ended up with Christian Watson and had a very good week. And I took Christian Watson and it stopped Tay from having a very good week. This week, I don't know if I'm going to be successful in finding a guy who's just going to just stop Tay in his tracks the same way. But I kind of felt like if I'm not going to take one player in this matchup, I should take the other. And I'm going to go and take Zach Charbonnet versus Indianapolis as my first pick. Because
has
the
he
second
been
pick,
the most picked player in this segment?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely. And
Where he's
I'm
been-
doing
Because
that.
Kenneth Walker sucks.
No, Kenneth Walker is good. We like Kenneth Walker.
We're doing callbacks now. Kenneth Walker sucks.
Charbonnet has to have been picked every single week because he's like never over 30% started. But he just seems to be good enough where people hate running back and they just pick him and they just assume he's going to get 1 touchdown.
Floor play.
Yeah, absolute floor play.
13 games, eight games with a touchdown. So you're doing it. He's 27% started. And I do that to give me the freedom to go and take Tim Patrick against the New York Jets as my wide receiver. So I take a floor guy, I take a ceiling
Is
guy.
that the least Is that the least intimidating name of any NFL player ever?
You probably come across
if his
him. He's
name
a
was-
fucking registrar or something.
Yeah, if his name was
Yeah,
Fireball
exactly.
Jones, you'd take him more serious.
Yeah, I'd be worried. I've also
Never trust a man with two first names.
Yeah, exactly.
well, I've
My
actually.
name
it's
is
funny you say
Matt
that, Connor.
Connor.
I've actually,
Fucking hell.
Banding together now, are we?
And I've never
Yeah.
trusted him, so story checks out.
just wanted to check in. Was anyone else aware that JJ McCarthy's real name is actually Jonathan James McCarthy?
No.
Well, he
That
sounds
might
like
be
he should.
the whitest.
Don't love that.
I've
I
ever
don't
heard.
love that.
Yeah. I don't like it either, Connor.
I thought his name was Adolf because he's 9. Thank you.
That's amazing.
Be there all day.
I've won starts already.
That's sweet.
I don't know how we make a graphic for that doesn't turn off 90% of the world, but I feel like we need to give it a go.
We haven't been cancelled yet, Matty C, but we'll keep trying.
Yeah. I
Munich
mean,
game about to go crazy.
it feels like it's worth a go, don't you?
Yeah, why not?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so just back to starts of the week for starters. I've got Tim Patrick at the Giants, and I've got Zach Charbonnet at home against the Giants, and Zach Charbonnet versus Indianapolis. And it'll bring Taylor back on the clock to take whatever Nazi sympathizer you feel like. I mean, let's go.
Let's go. All right. I think sort of playing a game at this point. I'm probably not going to take tight end because I know my combatants behind me have already taken one. That doesn't rule out them taking another one and using them, I guess, as their... Actually, how would that work? Because it couldn't be their captain because it would be last. Anyway, actually, you can still captain like a running back, so they technically can take a second tight end.
You can take a captain second pick. It'll be fine. Sorry, a flex.
I'm going to chance my arm that they don't do that, so I'll leave tight end. So it's going to be a running back or a wide receiver. I've kind of got a couple of guys that I'm more in on than the rest of my list at those positions, so I'm just sort of more going through guys that I wonder if the guys behind me might take. It's weird. I don't know if someone will take this guy, but I kind of just like him. It's actually in the matchup between Connor and Rogan in their teams. I'm going to take Devin Neal for the Saints against the Panthers. It just looks to me like he's just the guy moving forward at the running back position, and the Panthers are 22nd against the running back position. He's 36% started. He's been super involved last 2 weeks, and I think he's just involved again. And again, I'm just looking for any kind of baseline at running back, so I want to take Devin Neal.
He's 35% started, and that is 7% less than last week. And this is a product of no one being on a bye.
Yeah. Is Kamara fully ruled out too? I don't know if people think he could play. I don't know.
I was just about to ask you if you're
I
worried
don't
about
have
that
the
at all.
fortitude to start
He-
Kamara in any league.
Kellen
He
Moore
hasn't-
says,
yeah.
we'll see about possible return for Alvin Kamara. I don't know. I just don't think they're enticed.
It's a
to play him.
playoff week.
And so,
If you
Yeah,
own Kamara and it's a playoff week, how big are your testicles?
I honestly think Neil plays a lot anyway. I just don't think they're just going to put out Kamara for a full workload. So, yeah, I just like Neil in this
You
game.
must
So,
win. You must
Wow.
win. I don't even care if Kamara plays for Neil, right?
no,
And
he's been so bad. He's been unbelievably shit this year. It's actually been diabolical. I actually don't think
And
people
for
have to realise
fantasy-
how shit he was playing.
because whoever wins the game in fantasy doesn't matter. What we're looking at is how many fantasy points. Well, I feel like if you want to start Kamara this week, like Randy Marsh in a wheelbarrow, those testicles, that's either a brave call or you're a moron, and we'll find out on Monday.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going with it. Let's go.
Devin Neal versus Carolina, 35% started. It's a decrease on last week because so many teams come back from bye. We're going to see the world come up with 2 picks here. They have got Isaiah Likely and 2 players to be named now. What are you going to do?
All right. I think we're going to roll to our running back position. and we are going to take someone who is playing against a team that absolutely cannot stop the run, and we're going to rock with Chris Rodriguez of the Washington Commanders.
I have him on my list, and I was like, I just want someone else to take him. I think I've taken him like 3 weeks in a row, so go for it. I like him.
God,
Bill Krosky unfortunately sucks. So Chris Rodriguez has been getting all the reps, and Washington. So New York cannot stop the run.
And you go, all the reps, but all the reps is like, Tay, you brought this up years ago, and I used it in a drop for a long time. Would you rather eat 100% of a cake made with flecks of dog shit in it, or would you rather just one small slice of a really fucking nice cake? Because Chris Rodriguez is a lot of dog shit. That's all.
He's getting a whole lot of dog. But in this segment, that's you got to live in dog shit in this segment, especially at running back. And Chris Rodriguez just fits the bill because he gets 12 to 15 carries every week, and against the Giants, that actually could be kind of fruitful. I would have, if he got around to the end, I would have considered captaining him, honestly. I just think there's a baseline there.
And those carries are like carries if you were being fisted into the line in front of you. Like, they're not, that offensive line is so
That's okay.
bad.
That's okay. When Charbonnet doesn't get a touchdown, we can talk.
Yeah, I know. It's like, So,
Also, Chris Rodriguez, really cool name.
If he was a bass guitarist for a sick band, yeah. I mean, fuck.
He is.
The thing is, too, if they can lead this game, it'll be massive for him. The only problem you get is when they go down, it becomes heaps of fucking Jeremy McNichols because he's the better pass catcher. But there is a world where they do lead this game because it's against the Giants. So if I wanted a matchup, that would probably be it. So, yeah, I don't mind him at all.
Okay, so we've got Rodriguez and Likely as our running back and tight end. World, let's fucking nail this. Let's go.
Well, fellas, a wise man once said, if you look good, you feel good. And if you feel good, you play good. And if you play good, they pay good. And I tell you who's looking good at the moment? Shedeur Sanders. Team World. We're on the train.
Looking legendary even.
Last week. That's all we need now. That's all I want. Shedeur Sanders.
Brilliant. It's on my list for sure. I had 5 quarterbacks written down, and like after what he did, I know it was the Titans, but I mean he had a great game. You got to fucking hand it to him, and yeah, I'm not surprised someone sort of took a shot on him because he looks absolutely fantastic. And if you've got a ceiling of fucking like 40 odd points, then yeah, I mean he fits the bill pretty well for this segment.
Imagine if we let him stack it with Fannin, Tay. You'd be fucked.
That was the plan. That actually was the intention the entire
time. All over.
Like, I'd hand you the
Bears
cup
aren't
now.
scary at all either. The Bears are 24th against quarterback. They're not scary either. So, yeah. Fine with the pick. And he can rush as well, which obviously fits what I brought up. He could rush in a touchdown and get the 6 instead of the 4. I like it.
I love the pick. Because the ceiling is high. And we saw he did against a defense that's not terrifying last week. He's also got against a defense who are not terrifying this week. Shedeur Sanders currently, I mean, he is owned in 19% of leagues. He has started in 8% of leagues. Currently, the only player in this draft who is owned in and started in less percent of leagues is Tim Patrick. It is bold to start a quarterback. It was so lowly started. I love it, though, because it brings Taylor on the clock. You've got Jackson Dart and Devin Neal. Where do you go for a wide receiver, tight end, or a flex, mate?
I'm still going to let tight end go. There's a couple I don't. I got near at the top of my list, so obviously you can only take one from me, and I'll probably just take the other if you take one. So I'm going to delve into wide receiver. I've got a couple that I definitely, as I mentioned, have higher than the rest. So my hope is that I can get both. This guy really has been quite terrible this year, but I love the matchup. And that's kind of what I'm going to lean on here. I'm going to take Jordan Addison against the Cowboys last against wide receiver. he's been starting to get a bit more of the target share the last couple of weeks. And obviously Jefferson, for whatever the fuck reason with McCarthy, isn't as scary in terms of taking all the pie away. So I'm just, like obviously McCarthy and everything in that matchup. I've kind of talked about how I don't mind him against this Cowboys defense. So I think if he can have a good game, I think it could be predicated on Addison having a good game as well. So yeah, I'm going to take him. He's only 30% started, so. Yeah, he's fallen off a cliff this year, but I like the matchup.
Unbelievable. And this is one of those guys that any other time, I just wouldn't even think about him to join my lineup. But I looked at him this week. I'm terrified that if Jefferson can't get a touchdown in this team, fucking who can? Like, I'm just terrified about where the ball goes. I just don't know where the ball goes. So it's brave, and I like that you're sticking your neck out. Let's go ahead and lock it in. It brings it brings me up. Tay's team at the moment: Dart, Neil, Addison. Oh my gosh. I am going to lean into a matchup that's it's not scary at all. The defense is not scary at all. The New York Giants defense does not bother me at all. And because of two things. It's because of, injury recently, injury over time, and also performance. Jaden Daniels is only started in like 30% of leagues, and the chance that he's going to rock it up now with all those question marks about him makes him, just very, very iffy. I really doubt there's a world where he gets to 50, and I'm pretty happy for the world to shout me down if they think all of a sudden there may be some spike that sends him over that, but I'm happy to be shouted down on Jaden Daniels versus the Giants.
No, I honestly don't see him getting up to 50 either, and there's too many question marks.
You're taking a massive risk that he doesn't play, because I don't understand why the fuck they would want to play him. Like, I would assume that Mariota would be playing, but I don't know. It's a hard one because I feel like he probably would go over 50 if he played, because you're taking such a big risk of just copping a 0. I feel like it kind of alleviates some of that. So what did Connor and Rogan say?
I'm happy to rock with it.
Yeah.
I think the risk outweighs the reward, perhaps.
Yeah, I've
and
got
from
him
Dan Quinn,
redraft.
Daniels is sore following week 14, but there are no long-term concerns with the QB's non-throwing elbow. And that's from Dan Quinn, I'm giving it a punt.
I've got him in redraft on my bench, and I'm not expecting him to play. So,
I'm behind, and I want to win this damn trophy, and if he plays, he's the best quarterback to me under 50%. On the way back, I'm going to go and take a tight end because that's the position I'm left without. And I'm going to go and take Juwan Johnson versus Carolina. Let's go, Saints!
King, great pick.
I'm feeling persecuted, I'm feeling hated, and I will not be back.
You wait till my 5th round pick. You just wait, Connor. You don't know who my captain's going to be. Juwan Johnson has kind of had a bit of a renaissance lately, and I'm down with it. It brings Taylor up, my team at the moment. Daniel Charbonnet, Patrick, Juwan Johnson. Taylor, your team now, you're on the clock. Jackson Dart, Devin Neal, Addison, down at 30%. Nice pick. It's terrifying. 30%. You need a tight end and a captain.
Yeah, look, I'll go to tight end. I think I'm just going to go back to the well of last week and go Brenton Strange again. I just think the whole game scripted that game just being complete. They were so far in front in the second half, they just completely put the pass away. I still think that Trevor is predicated on passing to his tight end. So I'm going to go out and get some Strange this week. He was at the top of my list still.
It's Strange live. He got 6 targets last week, even in that weird game. So, proof's in the pudding. He gets between 4 and 7 targets every game.
Yep, I'll take it.
Right, at the Jets. At the Jets, mate. And he is currently started in just under 50% of the leagues. He's 45%. And trending down mate. He was pretty much on that 50% by the time games went last week. He wasn't when we picked, but he certainly didn't exceed 50% at any time. So, Bowie, to you for that one. It brings the world back up. Sanders, Rodriguez, likely at the tight end. We need a wide receiver and a flex. Get to pick one now. Then it's going to come back to Matty C to start the 5th round, and you'll end up getting to pick your last player in the last pick of the 5th round.
All right. Tricky. Obviously, we're left with wide receiver as one of the positions we haven't taken yet. And I'm going to rock with a rookie who I think has shown a few flashes. Big body for the Houston Texans. Give me Jaden Higgins.
Hey!
Yeah,
You love this?
boy from last week. Yeah, I really like him. He's just going up in snap percentage every single week, and I really liked him just even before the draft. I just think he's a big body player, and he's good at contested catches. He can get out. He can burn as well. I just think he's clearly starting to take over the wide receiver 2 position for the Texans. And yeah, I just think if any sort of defense sort of targets Nico, Jaden Higgins is the next man up. So, I like the pick.
19% started against the... So we say this all the time. Both the Cardinals and the Raiders congenitally unable to defend against the tight end since, well, before I was born, and that's a long time ago. World team at the moment, Sanders, Rodriguez, Jaden Higgins, Isaiah Likely. We'll be back to get your captain in a couple of minutes. Dart, Neil, Addison, Strange is Taylor's team. My team at the moment, Daniels, Charbonnet, Patrick, Juwan Johnson, who's right on that 50% edge, but actually trending down, which is good news. Captain is a tough pick this week because there are a bunch of players out there who've all got opportunity to do something super interesting. And, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to do this. I need an upshot play, right? Because I need Chase Tay. Tay is 3 points ahead of me, and I need somebody who can score kind of just on the up because they're against an opponent who you think that they've got a positional advantage over. Both Christian Watson and Michael Wilson are out of the segment. I'm going to take Luther Burden against Cleveland.
I'm into it. Burden believer.
Yeah. I loved Roma Dunze, and I am finding he and DJ Moore really fucking hard. So Luther Burden 14% started, but mate, he did not have 5 targets in a game until week 11, and since then he has not had less. So I just kind of feel like the star is rising. Tay, we've talked about this, he and Loveland. Star is rising. I'm going to need a touchdown though, so I'm relying on you, Luther.
Great name as well. Great name.
Like Van Dross, mate. If you're my age, you'd know who that is. Luther Burden versus Cleveland.
No idea, brother.
Yeah, I know. 14% started. Let's go to Taylor. Who's your captain, mate? Let's just skip over the Matty's old shit, okay? Let's skip over that.
Yeah, I got the other guy I was keen on at wide receiver. I actually brought him up in our Supercoach pod this morning. Matty C is one of my sort of pods for the rest of the season. I'm going to go Juan Jennings against the Titans. Titans associate. The Titans.
Third and Juwan.
What's great about him is currently only started 19% of leagues, which is horrendous. Horrendous. Because, they've got to go somewhere with the ball. Mate, in terms of who you could pick, who's got upside, I love it. 19% started. Let's go. Brings World up for the last pick. Double points to stop Taylor running away with it. What are you going to do?
All right.
No pressure.
That's all right. Diamonds are made under pressure.
So it's carbon.
We're going back to Old Faithful. And we're going to be looking at Aaron Jones from the Minnesota Vikings as our captain.
Oh, that is such an upside shot. Woo! I need to know the background of how you guys landed there. Was there a discussion on this?
Yeah, there was. Look, I've had Aaron Jones many times in a redraft format. And he's never let me down when I needed him to, except in fantasy playoffs consistently. So this isn't a fantasy playoff. So I'm expecting him to perform.
He's never let me down, except the biggest possible moments in fantasy football.
Which is this week.
And also, pretty sure his snaps have been trending up. He's had some injury issues. But yeah, I like him. We like him.
Yeah, I think Jordan Mason just hasn't done enough with the time while Aaron Jones has been out. Jordan Mason looked all right at the start of the year, and then it's proceeded to fucking suck. And I think Aaron Jones sucks less, and I think Dallas suck a fair bit. So give me someone who's got a bit of upside, someone who's going to catch a few passes, and fingers crossed those pass catching numbers will do us some good. Doubled up.
Dallas don't suck a fair bit. They suck daily, nightly, and ever so rightly on defense. But the one spot Tay would say that you need to be nervous of is the running game. And the good thing is that Jones can do a little bit more than that. But at 43% started, he fits. But fuck, the matchup. Oh, guys, the matchup. I'm hoping this comes off for you just purely for my own self-interest. Because I just hope Taylor eats a big bag of dicks. That's how this works.
Seconded.
What everyone hopes.
Yeah.
That's what this segment is.
So if Connor, Rogan, you've got a big bag of dicks there, just ready to feed Taylor with this Aaron Jones pick. Can you cue it up for me? Because gonna need it.
Yeah, we'll film that with the Rogan getting dunked with water video, all right?
Just at the same time, that'd be great. No problems with now that under 16s don't get social media. No problems with that content. So, Ripper.
Yeah, you guys will have to post it for us. We can't get on there anymore.
Fucking come on. Let me read through these teams. We're at the end of our starts of the week. The world team, in their quest to stop Taylor from taking all 3 points this week. In fact, they also kind of need Taylor to not take 2 points this week, is Shador Sanders at Chicago, 8% started. Chris Rodriguez versus the New York Giants, 35% started. Jaden Higgins versus Arizona, 19% started. How about Isaiah Likely, only a breakout candidate for more than one person on the podcast this week versus Cincinnati. And then Aaron Jones at Dallas, 43% started in a defense that you don't mind starting anyone against. Taylor's team, Jackson Dart versus Washington, 21% started. Devin Neal, the running back for New Orleans versus Carolina this week, 35% started. This is Jordan Addison in the game with the bad defense at Dallas, 30% started. Brenton Strange for a bounce back at the New York Giants, 45% started. And Juwan Jennings, 19% started in the flex. What a great call against Tennessee. My team here, Jaden Daniels, the ultimate dice throw at New York Giants, 31% started. Shaq Charbonnet versus Indianapolis, 27% started. Tim Patrick, he is against the New York Giants. I can't find a league where anyone's starting him. I just love a little slice of that. Juwan Johnson versus Carolina, 50% started. Pretty well bang on the nose, but on his way down. And Luther Burden at Cleveland, 14% started. There are starts of the week. Connor, Rogan, been with us for 2.5 hours of your life now. How many minutes of that do you wish you had back?
Any minute where we were talking positively about the Saints or Kenneth Walker, I would like those back.
Yeah, but the Titans minutes can stay in. You're a weird man. Rogan, any moments you would like to erase from history here?
Mikey Nowaki. So he enjoyed his time completely. And he also thinks Carolina are going to win.
Whoa. Okay, so that runs backwards to his water bet. So that's a problem.
He private messaged me right now. He's telling me that he thinks that Shuck is terrible.
Yeah. Okay.
He's out. Vele is the most awful wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, I think you need to screenshot that so we can put that up in the not just group chat, but also as the podcast art for this episode. Tay, how do you feel about this week's show? And do you think your team has got the stones it takes to win? Because if you win this segment this week, old lady football head is headed your way. Bron Shaktik, all yours.
The bronze Shaktik returns to its rightful place on my mantle, Matty C. I can feel it. It's coming. It's coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. Get the air drums out. Fellas, I've had a blast. I've really enjoyed Connor. It's been great to have you back through. Now you've done 4 episodes. You're actually on the call list for if something happens to me. Rogan, you've done 2. Hopefully you don't feel too abused, mate. No, he's gone. Okay.
Yes.
Rogan's back. Rogan's done 2 episodes. Hopefully he doesn't feel too abused. We are going to get out of here. It is, weirdly, for those who are playing at home, midnight on a weeknight. And I don't know. 2 of these people are young. Taylor and I are not. So for them, it's like middle morning. But Taylor, you and I, we need to go to bed.
Yeah, we're old farts, mate. And we get injured very easily if we don't get a good amount of sleep. So, off to bed for us. But again, thank you so much to Rogan and Connor for coming on. It's been great. And honestly, just the support from you guys and honestly, everyone that's come on the podcast this year has been amazing. So thank you to you guys. And thanks for putting up with me, a commissioner, and both our Dynasty and Redraft leagues. And good luck to both of you. I know Rogan's got the bye this week, so he doesn't have to play. But good luck to Connor and myself because we're on opposite sides of the draw and we're both in must-win games. So good luck to us. But thanks again for coming on the podcast, boys.
I'll see you in the final, mate.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us. Been a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, Rogan. All the very best, mate. For those of you who haven't caught G'day Gridiron, you are doing life wrong. They're around midweek. They're also around on Saturday. You would have caught their show yesterday. And if you haven't, go and catch it. You also catch Taylor on Supercoach Halfway. Comes out Thursday every week. And if you're not playing Supercoach, shame on you. Go and find it and join our league because you could win free shit. Everyone, have a great week. We'll see you all for week 16, semi-final week in fantasy. Hooroo, fellas.
Hooroo, thank you.
Hooroo.
The Aussie NFL Fantasy Show. Thanks to the Aussie Gridiron Network, Australia's home for NFL and Australian gridiron content. Discover everything the network has to offer, including G'day Gridiron, Pastry Press, NFL, and Aussie Gridiron Today. Buy merch and win free stuff. Visit the mothership at linktree/Aussie Gridiron Network. Hooroo.